Hey, what's up? It is the Purple Yeti. He is back again. Another week closer to college football. I am, of course, the Purple Yeti with my ridiculous moniker. I got my purple Get Ready to Roll Kent State t-shirt on. I have a delicious diet orange drink soda. Nice and cold. And I'm about ready to talk about the week's worth of college football. So let's get started, shall we? Alrighty. First up, probably the most pressing issue that we have coming into this week, of course, is Tulsa. Yeah, you thought it was the other thing, right? No, this is something that hits near and dear to my heart. And for those of you who follow the blog, kccollegegameday.com, I think y'all can understand just why. We're looking at Tulsa. They've adopted a dog to be present on field at the game, and they are calling it a dog ambassador. Well, let's let that sink in for a second. Usually, if there's an animal on the field during the game, present at any moment, it's called a mascot. It's not a dog ambassador. Georgia Bulldogs, yeah, that makes sense. Colorado Buffaloes, yeah, that makes sense. But even Texas A&M has a Reveille, and that ain't, that's not the Texas A&M Dogs now, is it? Come on, Tulsa. I know you are the Golden Hurricanes, but call the dog Golden Hurricane or Goldie the Hurricane or whatever. You can have more than one mascot. It's been done. It's been done for weird ass reasons too, like something that appeals to the kids or a family. There's even been a mascot marriage presided over by the Demon Deacon from Wake Forest. Okay, you can go crazy with this. Don't call it an ambassador. All right, it's a mascot. Mascot. So, speaking of Texas A&M, and this is it. This is the last I'm talking about it. It's too close to football season. It's run its course. But I do want to talk about the Johnny Football thing. Not about him, whatever. Or the autographs, really. It's more of the schools. Other schools are now running around scrambling to disallow or change their autograph policies, all because of this. It's like they're all scared they're going to lose their cut of the money that they make off these kids, so they're changing these policies around, saying like no autographs. K-State's not changing their policy. They'll still have, at the open practice, some time to sign autographs. So that's always been the same. But it's hilarious watching these other schools scurry around like little cockroaches when the light has been shone on them to try to hide away from any potential connection between making money and collegiate athletics, which it's the world's worst kept secret anyway, and it only further shows just how absolutely ridiculous this whole thing is. It's easy for people to refer college athletes as kids, but they're not. They're over 18. Last time I checked, that meant that you're an adult. Sure, in some states you can't drink, but if you can drive a car and go cross seas in war and die, and be in the army, and vote, then you should be able to make money off your autograph. Pretty easy. They're not kids. They're adults. They're college athletes. They're going to extra school. Just because they're in school doesn't mean that they are kids. Just ask all of the second education, going back to school types, career education people. Ask all of that. All right, they are adults. Even like if there's some stupid rule about it, it should be abolished. Just let them sign, and don't try to run around and hide like what you're doing right now. It's like what they did with the EA Sports thing, which, by the way, the SEC and some other, it's been misreported, but it's the SEC and the Big Ten right now. Some people say Pac-12 or Big 12, but I'm sure it'll soon follow. But the point is that they're also not renewing a license with EA Sports for their NCAA football game because the cat is out of the bag. It's players' likenesses. It's their numbers in schools, and that you can draw a line, however thin it may be, that it's a representation of that player. You know, and that's just like height and width and weight. You know, you can't make Jadeveon Clowney be 5'1" and white in a football game, and have it be like a college football game. So again, it's another case of these schools running scared like cowards, so they don't expose any opportunity for any kind of connection between the college athlete, the adult, and being able to make money like what an adult can and is well within their power of doing. So you have another example. This is all, again, it kind of feels like what I said a couple weeks ago. It goes back to what I was talking about, the major changes coming with the NCAA. They scheduled a meeting in January. We're going to play out the season. It's going to be the last grand hurrah for the BCS, and it sets the stage perfectly. It's a grand hurrah, final tour of the BCS. All these different things that are falling into place are going to pop up. Will they create another division? Perhaps, but what I'd probably end up seeing is definitely some sort of increase of stipend or money toward these college athletes. That is going to happen, and it might happen early next year, but if not, it'll happen even quicker than that. So look for that coming, and there, done talking about that. I'll be back in January to tell you I told you so, but in the weeks leading up, let's talk some football, shall we? So what happened? Besides arrests, I don't do those here. Let's see here. So boop doop. James Franklin is the starter in Missouri. Gary Pinkel has landed his guy. The questions are no longer raised about that. Man, it's make or break with Missouri. I know their schedule lines up, and yeah, they're in the SEC. I am kind of paying attention though, just because of Gary Pinkel, or Drinkle as I like to call him. But the schedule looks better than it did last year. So we'll see if this Franklin kid can bounce back. Having what's his name, Henry Josie back from injury too is going to help him out more than having Franklin in as a quarterback. So we'll see how that goes. What else? Oh, you know what? That's about it. I just see injuries, nothing fatal, and some camp start stuff. Yeah. So what's coming up? Oh, the AP released its poll, but I'm not going to go over that because they don't matter anyway. That's the sports media. They don't really matter. So, what's coming up? 2 weeks. I will be out of town in 2 weeks, float tripping. but I will recap the day's events as best as I could as I watch a smartphone on the river. It's going to be fun. But next week we'll probably get to know who starts where. Big 12 is all quarterback competition-y. So we'll see some resolution to that, if not next week, the week after. And then college football, finally. It's going to be awesome. So drop a comment down below. Subscribe up above, even though I don't put any links up there. Till then, see ya.